Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jersey. Today I'm going to briefly show you how you can take river rock, either from the farmer's creek bed or buy it, and how to apply it to a cinder block. It is best to have all your rocks picked out before you start your project. We use type S Quikrtete. Just think of S as secure and type N as removable. That's if you want to remove the rocks and maybe use them later. We do not want to do that. We are going to use type S for this project. This is a very easy recipe. 2 parts sand, 1 part mortar. That's it, besides the water. The Home Depot taller bucket is what we use for sand. It takes 2 of those, which is around 14 scoops of sand using a shovel. Our concrete mixer is around 3 cubic. 1 bag will give us 2 mixtures, which means we split the bag in half. So for this picture, it'll be 1 white bucket of mortar and 2 orange buckets of sand per mixture. This is like making pancakes in a larger batch. Add 1 orange bucket of sand, fluff it up, add the bucket of mortar, and add the other bucket of sand and fluff it up before you start adding the water. You have about a 45-minute window to use this whole mixer full. When you go get the next bucket, give it a twirl. If it is too dry, add a little bit of water. If it is extremely hot or very windy, take the Portland bag and put it over the hole of the cement mixer. Just a note, when there is enough water, it will actually start plopping. It will go around and fall down and make a plopping sound. If you add too much water, you can add more sand shovel by shovel. Now it is no longer powdery, it is actually starting to stick together. Now we're going to test it with a trowel. As you can see, it is sticking to the trowel. It is not falling off, and it's not too watery or too dry. We're going to be placing it in this mortar pan. It is best to wet it before you add your mortar. We dump it into the 4 or 5 gallon bucket and bring it over to the pre-moistened pan. Only work with 1 bucket at a time. Leave the rest in the mixer. Now let's talk PPE. You will need gloves because this mixture will burn your hands. Using your trowel, put a generous amount on the side of the rock. Now use the trowel to bevel the edges. Pull it down from the center to the sides of the rock to make it stick. Now place it and push it to the first place where you auditioned a few of the rocks to begin with. Hold it in place, don't let it slide. Now start with the next rock. You really need to audition each rock before you even mud it up. You need to know that it fits like a puzzle, otherwise you'll have to scrape the mud off, find another rock, and start over. So it's always best to audition several rocks before you even begin the mudding process. As you can see on the left, we always have a bowl of rocks. We place them between the top rock. It holds it up and gives it support so it doesn't sag into the next rock. As you can see, there are several stones now holding up the upper rock. You want to start adding your quote grout or your mortar wherever there are holes and gaps, and go ahead and cover over the rocks. They will not be shown. It is best to start adding your mortar a few rocks at a time. This way it holds it in place, it starts to dry, and it bonds stronger, so when you add rocks to the sides of them, they will have something to adhere to that will be strong. We let this sit 30 to 40 minutes so it starts to dry. Then we go back with a bullnose trowel, and that sets the seam and makes it and dresses it up. You do have the option to forego that and leave it rough just the way it is. Now we are adding a top slope rock on top of the other rocks because we do not want the water to get in between the sill plate and the logs and blow back in and get our logs inside the house wet or the floor. This is just an added end cap or top cap, if you want to call it that. Observe again, each stone must be auditioned for the correct space that it will be going. And that is to be done before any mortar or cement gets put on it. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times to find the right stone to put in the place. It's like fitting a puzzle piece. We stopped the camera until we came to a good stopping point. We did use the bullnose trowel and we have washed it twice. We're still going to show you what hasn't been done yet, so you can watch that in action. What I mean by washed twice, we used a wet sponge and water, and we're probably going to do it at least 2 to 3 more times until it's smooth in the way we like it. Now follow us to the right. This hasn't been troweled or even washed yet. We're going to show you how we arrived where we were on the pictures we just showed you. Using the bullnose trowel, remove some of the mortar. Use your finger to smooth it out. You should be wearing a glove. Get your sponge really wet and then squeeze out almost all of the water. You are trying to get the white film off the face of the rocks. Then go back to the first section of rocks that you started that have now dried, and you're going to wash them several times until the film comes off. Sometimes it takes 5, 6, even 7 times to get all the white off. Thank you for visiting today and watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, please share, and most of all, please subscribe. We thank you so very much.